Speaking about other games I saw that came out last year, The Last of Us 2, well, The Last of Us franchise in general, it's been rumoured for a long time that they were going to get a TV series on HBO, and now they've actually come out and said that Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian is going to be playing Joel. And I can't remember the girl's name, but she's in Game of Thrones as well. She played Leonard Stark in Game of Thrones. She's going to be playing Ellie.
Never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Amazon doesn't have a clue what I'm on about here. But,
I know Pedro Pascal.
But that's the young queen, isn't it?
Yeah.
As soon as you mentioned Game of Thrones, I clocked up.
But yeah, what's good? Yeah, so they've chosen both of them, I think, as of Wednesday, and I don't think they have an actual date when they're going to release it. But a lot of people were wondering why Pedro Pascal, stuff like that. I know some people obviously had different ideas and all of that. But what do you think about the casting anyway?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think especially just coming off the back of The Mandalorian as well, like you feel that he has that kind of I think he could just basically play Joel well, that slow energy, that, you know, like laid back, very slow heart, what's it called? Grizzly voice, you call it. Yeah. But I think he just could carry it well. Like he carries negativity in his voice, like something that sounds sad. But I mean, a lot of people will say they wanted Hugh Jackman, and I get it. He looks like he could be rugged enough for Joel, but I think Pascal, he looks like he could fit that character really well. I think he'd do well with it. Any disappointments for you guys, or?
I would have preferred Hugh Jackman because Joel is older.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman being older, and we've seen him in Logan playing an older man looking after a child. He done that well. I think it's a small step to go to Joel. I think he would have done a very good job as Joel.
I think it would have been an expensive job, and that's
they're both expensive.
But I think HBO got that kind of money though. They will pay for Hugh Jackman.
Pedro Pascal, he's the man right now with all the stuff he's been in, Narcos and.
But that's what I think. It's about being relevant and cost pricing. So, like, I think Hugh Jackman, as much as you probably would love to be separated into different industries or different genres of films, ultimately he's Wolverine. Like, you can't get past it. Like, you can't get past that. You are Logan.
Daniel Radcliffe and Harry
Potter. And I get the idea of him looking old and stuff, but
Joel's he's in his 50s, anyway. Isn't it?
Well, it depends, because in Last of Us 1, Joel wasn't in his 50s.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Was he in his 50s already in Last of Us 1?
There's a 20-year age gap, isn't it? Between when his daughter dies and when he goes to the future. There's a big jump at the beginning.
But he could be a young father.
How young? No, he looked like 18? An old man at the start of the game.
18?
But his daughter was already like 14 or something like that.
Yeah, she was old.
But he...
Oh, is it?
His daughter was
wow. So then that means later on, he's like 60, 70.
In Last of Us 2, man is in his 60s.
He's like 70.
Unless they're going to start off after his daughter dies.
Yeah.
But why would they put Ellie?
Either way,
he doesn't meet Ellie for years, innit?
He leaks her 20 years later.
I think it's a bad idea to start trying to do the maths on these ages, because we'll rattle ourselves. You'll start saying Last of Us 2, he might have been 70 or 80, and I'm thinking, I'm rattled.
It was 7 years later, so I think he's in his early 60s in Last of Us 2.
14.
Early 60s.
Yeah.
If his daughter's 14, he's got to be at least 28, something around that sort of area. Maybe even older. He's got to be like 32 when she died, and then he meets Ellie 20 years after that, so 52.
7 years.
And then Ellie is another 20 years old after that.
They moved 7 years from the end of the first game to the second one.
Yeah, 60s. Yeah.
So just so you know, Pedro Pascal's 46 now.
Okay.
So
man, I think
he's in that age range.
I'm looking forward to this show, because I think they could do it.
I think it'll be good. I think it would have been better with Hugh Jackman. There's a grizzly old, and he's still got the action explosiveness in him that we saw in Logan.
The problem I think I'll have with this show is that I think it's going to be extremely slow.
To begin with,
I mean?
Slow.
Like it's just gonna. I think it will drag for a long time. You know, the introduction of certain characters will be quite good, but when you think about how the storyline is in the game itself, and obviously they want to maximize profits through this, they could drag stories. They can introduce people throughout. I don't think they'll keep the same linear storyline as the game. I think it will just. They'll move into different parts, and then they meet new groups, and they'll move on again. They'll extend the story so far. I think it'll be great, but I think if you're looking for The Last of Us from the start to the end of the game, and then maybe potentially from the end of that game from number 2 to the end of number 2, you're not getting that for at least 8 seasons. Maybe
I don't know, but I think they're going to limit the seasons. I don't know if they want to go it forever, but in terms of the first game, that was set over months. So it'll be good to see them actually give characters some time to develop in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they'll do. I think there's going to be characters that are not even in the game that you're going to see anyway. You're going to learn about their stories, how they managed to get to wherever they are. Say like in Last of Us 1. In Last of Us 1, when that guy tries to rape Ellie and stuff like that, you might be finding out about his story and stuff like that. So I think they're just going to bring all these different stories together and stuff.
We didn't see a lot of Bill. I think there will be a lot. They'll do some in between Joel and Ellie. They'll probably do the first series, you meet her at the end, and they're going to go through how Joel becomes the murderer he is.
Which would be good though. I think I'd like that kind of pre-story part to it, because it'll give you a context as why he's so greasy when he goes going forward. You know what I mean?
It gives them freedom as well, because they don't have to stay strict to the story.
I think what they'll do though, it's basically going to follow the same sort of storyline as The Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys watched it, but you'll see the character development and growth throughout the seasons, and they'll have like sub stories. So someone will be doing something this side, someone will be doing something over there. I don't think it'll just follow Joel and Ellie throughout.
Well, unless it's kind of like you see like the Mandalorian, where
it's just a one-off.
I don't want to spoil the story for anyone that hasn't watched it anyway, but every episode, the Mandalorian's just going to a different planet or whatever. He has to fulfill a task, blah blah blah. So I guess whilst Joel and Ellie are traveling, an episode could be like that. You go somewhere, you meet some people, you fulfill a task or whatever it is that you need to do, and then you keep on going until they get to I can't remember wherever the hospital that they're going to. So
Seattle?
I don't know.
No. What I know is they travel
in the first game they're going to the hospital to because he's delivering her to the Fireflies.
They travelled across America, so there's plenty of stuff to do there.
Oh mate. There's a lot of stuff to do here. So,
horses,
I mean, but the argument is that there's not a lot of people around, so...
Well, there's different camps, and there's raiders everywhere. So they can put all that in. Also, you have the stuff with... I hope they don't try and make it so that they're not able to fight clickers.
Yeah, because I'm thinking how many
in the game they can.
near misses can they have?
Well, in the game you could take on clickers, so I hope they give them the ability to fight them, because Joel was never scared of them. Really, in the games, he knew that there was a danger there, but if he had to kill one, he would kill one.
Yeah, he would kill one. Yeah, 100%. Well, Ellie was the same as well.
So I hope they keep it that way, and she's in less danger, so she'll be more willing to fight them.
Well, if it was good, I don't know when it's gonna come out yet, but obviously we're just throwing out ideas. We don't have a clue what the story is gonna be about, but hopefully when it does come out, hopefully it does live up to the game's expectations or so, because I don't know, me personally, I do think a lot of the time, a lot of games that turn into films and TV shows, I don't think they actually really match up to each other. But hopefully this is one of them, and it's able to come out and be very good.